Hey, it's Todd, the Cigar Idiot here. It's the end of the week and it's Friday. And I feel like, when I'm looking back at my week, I want to do a little celebrating. Whether I successfully took out the garbage or I successfully closed the deal at work, it's all the same to me. So here it is Friday, and what are we going to celebrate with? Well, I'm excited to tell you all we're going to celebrate with the El Septimo Bomba Orange cigar. It's a 6.5 by 60 gauge, beautiful torpedo cap with a closed foot. It is a beautiful oily Costa Rican wrapper, and that's really all we know about that because they won't tell us what's inside this thing other than it has tobaccos that are aged for as old as 15 years. This cigar is known for its incredible quality and construction and great complexity through its age, and hopefully we will find some notes and fun that we can't find in any other cigar right now because it is a beautiful torpedo cap. We're, of course, going to do the old V-cut, aren't we? Here we go. Beauty. Let's check the draw. It is not bad. Ooh, on the cold draw. Nice earthy, dark notes of like espresso. That was nice. Of course, because the beautiful closed foot, we're just going to light this baby up. We're not going to toast it at all. We get down to business. Upon light up, it is offering some nice, toasty, nutty sweetness right off the bat. It's really delectable. The interesting thing with El Septimo, they have so many offerings, and they have a varied amount of price points. Their Augustus goes as cheap as $11, and then this El Septimo Bomba Orange is at the higher echelon of price. It costs you a little bit more than a full tank of gas and a high dollar SUV. How's that? On the retrohale, it's still offering up some nice nutty notes with a little bit of like a cinnamon spice on the palate and the sinuses. It is a really, really pleasuring notes to start the cigar off. Now, I did have one of these Bomba Oranges probably 5 months ago. My palate was not really trained yet. I was really young, still on my cigar journey, and I don't think I appreciated it as much as I'm going to today. But again, the orange label there, very beautiful. The El Septimo band, very attractive with the gold and black. Really pops off the wrapper, doesn't it? As with a lot of the other El Septimos, especially from the Sacred Arts collection, just a very pleasant aroma off the foot of the cigar. It's lovely. The relative humidity of this wonderful cigar was 61 at the foot and 62 at the cap after my V-cut. For as firmly as this cigar feels, packed-wise, with tobacco, it's drawing very, very well. But if you holding it is just you can feel like it's got a ton of tobacco in it. It's just not really having a lot of give, but yet drawing like it's packed lightly. But great harmony right there. There's a nice sweetness evolving with the cigar, getting these great dark espresso but yet woody notes. Again, none of them really overpower each other. It's just a really well-balanced cigar. I'm really taking my time with it compared to when I had it months ago. I just, again, was still kind of young in my cigar journey, so really just enjoying all the complexity that I'm feeling in my palate right now. It's very good cigar. It's a little cigar trivia. The last 3 Super Bowl winners, this is the cigar they smoked on the field after they won the Super Bowl. So just a little did you know. Right now I'm getting great sweetness on the palate with some dark espresso and that, again, that nutty flavor, but yet some really enjoyable spice on my lips, much like you would get, all I can think comes to mind is like from like Big Red Gum, the way it made your mouth feel like a cinnamon. I'm getting that on my lips, so very complex. The burn has been really good, nice white ash. It's really performing well. Currently, as we've burnt down, I just did a retrohale. The woody notes are coming through, that earthy espresso, still there. Great continuity from where we started with the cigar. Still getting those sweet notes, and the spice is still there, but it's actually backed down a little bit. So not on my lips like it was previously. We burnt down a little further on this old Bomba Orange by El Septimo. As we've gotten a little deeper, those nutty notes are kind of ramping up a little bit, which is nice. It's more like a walnut, I would say, and I'm starting to get a little hint of a leathery texture on my tongue, which is good. It's all good. It's all balanced. Nothing's overpowering. It's all pretty equal. Burn line's getting a little off there, but still nothing too radical. Still just a beautiful band and wrapper, isn't it? Well constructed, top-notch job for sure. So I want to say I found this cigar through, I literally on YouTube searched hot chicks smoking cigars. I know, please forgive me. But they were all smoking these Bomba Oranges. So I looked them up, I thought, why not? So I got 3. And I had one way back when I got them. This is my second. And then I'll save the third for when the Buffalo Bills win the Super Bowl this year, right? But it's an enjoyable cigar. It's got great complexity. It's got great continuity. And it's kind of stayed the same throughout. You know, the nuttiness is ramped up here in the second, third, but still getting that sweetness, the coffee, the nutty, the spice is kind of backed off, but it's held pretty good, and it's been very enjoyable. It really has. So if any of my friends from the Cigars and Bandit Discord are on watching this, fellas, how you doing? I had a good time earlier in the week in the virtual cigar lounge. It was a lot of fun. Met some really nice guys. If you're a cigar smoker and you want to be part of a community online, Cigars Unbanded has this great Discord group that you can sign on through Patreon. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. You get to see what other guys are smoking. Some cigars I've never heard of. And it seems like they're well known. So anyway, it's a good time. Can't say enough about it. Still getting those great notes of nuttiness, espresso. Still a little bit of leather on the back of my palate. I haven't done a retrohale here in a while. Let's do that and see how that goes. On the retrohale, it really accentuated the nuttiness of the cigar. I'd say the earthy espresso note is calming down, but it's still well balanced. Like nothing's overpowering. The one thing I've noticed is the burn has slowed down a little bit, and that could be just from my humidor. You know, I keep it set pretty low, like at 65. Temperature's usually around 67. Oddly enough, this particular cigar I left in the cello, and the one that's left I took out of the cello months ago, just as an experiment. And I will say, obviously the one in the cello, when I smelled the cigar before I brought it down here to Dudeville, had a ton of aroma. And the one that I didn't have the smell off the nose as this one before I smoked it. So take that information as you'd like. The one thing I will say with this Bomba Orange is, you know, it is a high price point, but it is very approachable. I would say an experienced smoker could partake in this cigar easily, but also a beginner could as well, because it's a medium plus bodied, but the strength is very mild. I've a couple times smoked on this pretty fast and heavy, and I got no kind of head spin. The other thing I'll say, you know, when I think of a high quality cigar, I think of some of those high quality and pricey Davidoffs, which I love. I think Davidoffs, for the most part, especially the Grand Cruz. I hear the new Chef's Choice, is that what it's called? Davidoff is very good. And they're both very approachable for the experienced or a beginner smoker. I would put Atabey in that category. You know, a great cigar that is at a premium price, but yet very approachable for any level of smoker. So the question is the El Septimo Bomba Orange worth the extra 20 bucks more than what you're going to pay for those high quality Davidoffs or Atabeys? And you know, I got to be honest, I don't know. It's good, and it's kind of a novelty cigar, I think, because of, you know, the price point and how you don't see a lot of people smoking these, but they do a good job marketing. You know, it's a high dollar premium cigar. It's worth it. I don't know. I think I'd go for, you know, my Davidoff before this. Doesn't mean it's a bad cigar. I just think for the price point, you know, I can get this elsewhere. But if this was a $50 cigar or $40, you know, I'd probably buy it again. But for that, you know, upper price of here and there with the Marifels and stuff, I don't know. Anybody have any opinions there? Let me know. I think one thing that's important to know about this cigar is there's no orange taste in this cigar. There's no orange whatever. The Bomba Orange, I probably should have done some more research, but I have no idea why it's called the Bomba Orange, other than the orange band. And any of you guys who have more knowledge of this cigar, please let me know. But I do remember the first time I smoked this, I didn't read anything about it, and I'm expecting to get slapped in the face with some citrus or orange flavor, and there isn't any. And we've gotten deeper in this. I'd say right now the notes I'm tasting the most are the nutty, the walnut nutty taste is really increased here in the last couple minutes, and the deep dark espresso, dark coffee. I don't know if it's as strong as like an espresso. I'd call it dark coffee with the nuttiness. Little bit of sweetness on my lips, but the prominent flavor right now is charred nuts, walnuts. Smoke texture is rather arid. I never got big, thick, billowy smoke. Stayed quite arid. Again, the relative humidity was right around 61 and 62 at the foot and the cap. So it was pretty well balanced, but the burn has slowed down just a touch here towards the end. Again, still nutty, a lot of nutty. Retrohale really enhanced the nuttiness. Just the dark coffee note, not as strong on the retrohale. Yeah, so that's where we are right now. You know, again, in the El Septimo family, I've had the Alexander from the Emperor's collection, the Michelangelo from the Arts collection, and I've had the Salvador Dali from, and I've had the Orange Bomba. This is my second time. I would say of all those, man, I really enjoyed the Michelangelo. If you're into a bolder smoke with a lot of complexity, deep dark espresso, it has some Peruvian tobacco in it, and I don't know if that made the difference, and it just had a very pronounced flavor note for sure. Very enjoyable. I don't know where I would rank though. You know, I think my favorite is the Salvador Dali so far. It has great aromatic notes to smell. It has some floral, some spice. It's got a lot of complexity as well. Would this be a good cigar to maybe just have in your humidor for conversation sometime and light it up? Could be. They're all the lines in El Septimo have something different to offer. I'd love to try the culinary line. Haven't done that yet. Well, my cigar friends, Todd is coming down to the end of his cigar journey with the El Septimo Bomba Orange. Now, my feeling on this cigar is, well constructed, incredible construction, incredible performance. Upon light up, it offered all these great notes quickly. We're talking that sweetness, the dark espresso coffee notes with the nutty walnut. And it all stayed true to that through the first third and into the second third. I'd say towards the end of the second third and in the final third, it became heavy, charred, nutty flavor and dark coffee. It did slow down. I think I've been smoking this cigar for about an hour and 45 minutes. It was buzzing along pretty good. I did have a couple periods where I probably smoked a little fast, but it slowed down in the final third. And for me, I'm getting down there for Todd. This is pretty, but it tastes good now. It tastes good now. I think the biggest, conversation point with the El Septimo Bomba Orange is the price point. It could be a little for a Halloween reference, a little spooky to dive into one of these. I love the Alexander. I think that comes in pretty cheap, for 15 or under. I like that Michelangelo, I like the Salvador Dali. These are all much cheaper than this cigar. But is it worth trying? Sure, why not? If it's, something you want to try, give it a shot. You might like it more than me or somebody else. But El Septimo, it's a very interesting company. They have a lot of interesting offerings. They have a huge assortment of cigars, something for everyone. But the Bomba Orange, is it going to be the classic? I don't know. But it's out there, and it's for you to try. Give it a shot. Great seeing you. Talk to you soon.